7:31 p.m. There's been a change in the agenda this evening. There are many students to celebrate here. So we're going to pull up the student celebration, get that completed, get you guys back home to do your homework or whatever you got to do this evening. Then we'll carry on with our regular business. The agenda is pretty heavy this evening. We've got some safety manuals and things like that and operational stuff to take a look at. So, that said, Mr. Lewick, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, sir? And I will turn this over to you, and we will jump to item B, the spotlight.
We thank you, President Falsgraf. All right. What a wonderful turnout. We're thrilled to see each and every one of you. This is one of the favorite parts of the agenda, our spotlight recognition. Tonight, we are thrilled to celebrate and recognize our fantastic Vasquez High School athletic programs, and most importantly, our outstanding student athletes and their phenomenal coaches. We have a few pictures up there for you. For those of you who are on Zoom, thank you, coaches, for providing these wonderful pictures. Our soon-to-be graduating seniors, as well as our athletes, who are here before us today, truly exemplify the graduate profile. They are students who have been involved in a variety of student activities, community service, and leadership. They have participated in activities which prepare them to be active, productive, and socially responsible citizens. We are genuinely proud of each and every one of you. We are also thrilled to have our district supporter and friend, Representative Carlo Basale from Assemblyman Lackey's office. Thank you, sir, for being here, as always. So without further ado, we'll start with our girls cross-country Vasquez team, and I will be calling up Mrs. Schneider to do the honors and recognition. And Mrs. McClaus.
Hi, good evening. The girls cross country program is graduating 4 amazing seniors that have left their mark on the program, both at High Desert and at Vasquez. When Marina Costin, Marie Poppy, Leilani McLaws, and Mackenzie Van Ornum. Is she here? Let's see. When they were in middle school, the sports program was in its infancy. Together, these girls, along with other runners, brought home back-to-back Silver League championships at High Desert. When they promoted up to Vasquez, they unfortunately ran into a brick wall called COVID. They trained their entire freshman year, but were never allowed to compete. After COVID, they returned to the competitive stage and repeated as back-to-back Heritage League champions. Their goal was to win the league again this year, but unfortunately, they just barely fell short and finished second. The 2023 Vasquez cross-country team had an amazing year. We practically tripled in size from 2022. In July, we started by taking the team on a training camp to Mammoth Mountain. While there, we trained twice a day and filled our free time with minute-to-win-it games, swimming, kayaking, swinging from rope swings into the lake, etc. We trained hard, bonded, and created lifelong memories. During the season, this young team, led by these 4 amazing seniors, learned to race with confidence and push harder than they thought they could. At the Heritage League Championship, Leilani McLaws and Riley Larson were recognized as first team All-Heritage League. Marie Poppy and Mackenzie Van Ornum were recognized as second team All-Heritage League. The girls qualified for CIF and extended their season. We had a great season, and the 4 seniors are leaving behind a legacy of excellence stemming back to High Desert. And before I call them up, I wanted to give a shout out to Miss Hillary Blaha for sponsoring our awesome cross-country sweatshirts. Thank you, we love them. All right, the cross-country girls. Leilani McLaws. Marie Poppy. Marina Costin. Mackenzie Van Ornum. Emily Hunanian. Vivian Schneider. Riley Larson. Victoria Hague. Olivia Alanas. Hannah Whitmire. Sophia, how do we say it? Aguirre? Aguirre. Natalie Guzman. And Emily Flores. I need a good picture. My phone is not that much. So, you have a good, yeah, okay, you guys want to do.
So we'll pause for pictures with the coaches, Ms. McClaws, Ms. Schneider, and our trustees. And I see him hiding somewhere in the back there, trying to hide. Mr. Sparks, our athletic director, if you could come on up too for a picture, we would appreciate it. Thank you. Our next Vasquez recognition is girls basketball. Coach McClaws, and I'm not sure if we have Mr. Thomas here. Oh, wonderful. We're going to have that recognition. Thank you.
All right, our historic season. As the coach of this year's 2023-24 girls varsity basketball team, I'm deeply honored to have the privilege of coaching these girls, to have been a part of this year's historic season. We finished the season overall 15-11 with a league record of 9-5, which put us in fourth place in the Heritage League. We ended up making the playoffs and hosting 4 home games in a row due to teams not having gyms available to play in or none at all. So we took advantage of the home games we were given and handled business. Our first playoff game, we played a team called Glendale Adventist and won 46-9, and then we played New Harvest Christian and won 61-22. Our third game, we played Sherman Indian and won 54-40, and then we played Antelope Valley and lost 57-49. But we accomplished something that Vasquez has never accomplished in any sports since the school has been established, and that we made CIF state championships. We played Savannah and Anaheim and lost a tough one, 59-26. Sophomore Riley Larson and my daughter Jalen Thomas both made 2023-24 first team All-Heritage League, and senior captain Hartley Lundquist made 2023-24 second All-Heritage League team. And then freshman Daniela Escamilla made 2023-24 All-CIF Southern Section 5A girls basketball. And I won All-Heritage 2023-24 Coach of the Year. And I totally dedicate this award to my assistant coach, Mari McClaws, and the girls on this team. As far as our team accomplishments, sophomore Riley Larson won the 2023-24 Vasquez Mustangs Girls Basketball MVP, Most Valuable Player Award. Sophomore Jalen Thomas won the 2023-24 Vasquez Mustangs Girls Basketball DPY, Defensive Player of the Year. and freshman Daniela Escamilla won the 2023-24 Vasquez Mustangs girls basketball most improved player. Even though these are individual awards, I've always looked at it as a team awards because without their teammates, these young ladies wouldn't have won these spectacular awards. We are building something special here at Vasquez girls basketball, and I have been a girls basketball coach for youth basketball and middle school, but never have I imagined being a part of something special or being a part of special historic season at the high school level. Thank you to the parents of these wonderful ladies. Thank you to assistant coach Maury McLaws. Thank you to team manager Hannah Whitmire. Go up there. Number one, Sophia Aguirre. Number 2, Desiree Malone. Number 3, Mackenzie Jensen. Number 4, Jalen Thomas. Number 5, Daniela Escamilla. Number 10, not number 5, I'm sorry. Number 10, Daniela Escamilla. Number 11, Riley Larson. Number 12, Leilani McLaws. Number 13, Peyton Leadham. Number 14, Victoria Hashu. Number 15, Cassidy Horton. Number 24, Julia Bacon. And lastly, number 45, Hartley Lundquist. Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, we have our Vasquez girls soccer to be recognized this evening.
Unfortunately, Mr. Comstock is unable to be here, so he left a write-up with Mr. Sahakian. So from Mr. Comstock, began the season with winning the Garces tournament in Bakersfield for our division. Completed the season with an overall 14 wins, 5 loss record, and finished second in our league. The girls scored 105 goals, while allowing only 19 against. Individual acknowledgement to Brooklyn Berger, who set a new school record for goals scored in the season with 41, along with 21 assists. Team season ended with multiple injuries and losing in the first round of the CIF playoffs. But in my eyes, the greatest accomplishment of this team was having 15 of the 19 players achieve Scholar Athlete awards. This award is achieved by maintaining a 3.5 GPA or higher, thus the true meaning of being a Scholar Athlete. On a personal note, I would like again to thank Dr. Sahakian and the board for allowing me to coach at Vasquez for all of these years. Truly a lot of great memories and hundreds of new friendships with not just the kids, but all of the great parents and the small community as well. Huge thank you to the VHS administrative staff, Shiloh and Linnea, and also to Coach Sparks for his endless support for the sports programs at Vasquez. Of course, the biggest thank you goes to you, Miss Yolanda, for being a good friend and supporter throughout the years. All right, Presley Annenberg. Camila Ayala. Brooklyn Berger. Aliana Blaha. Shelby Blaine, Samantha Brooks, Genesis Calixo, Juliana Garola, Haley Haneke, Jenna Lee, Brianna Lemus, Abby Lopez, Leanne Lopez, Cadence Messerly, Audrey Miller, Charlotte Sanchez, Natalie Sanchez, Melissa Sanchez, Savannah Smith, Mackenzie Van Ornum, Sarai Venegas. That's all.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, students. Thank you, parents. Thank you, friends, for being here. Congratulations to our student athletes.
I have a speaker card on this subject. Demi Drew Larson. Sorry if I said that wrong. Please, ma'am.
I have a letter for each of you, which I would like you to take the time to read at your leisure. But I wanted to make sure that we do give proper accolades to the coaches. These kids absolutely have earned every bit of the awards and acknowledgement that they have tonight in blood, sweat, and tears. I have 2 in the program, and I've been just so fortunate to see the growth and and not just in sports. It's not just about sports for these coaches, and that's the thing I've said this over and over again. There's a trite saying that a good coach is hard to find and impossible to forget. And I say it over and over again. You will never, ever have coaches like this again in your life. They are truly amazing. And it's not just about the children's athletic prowess. It's never about winning. It's about, did you beat your personal best? And it's always about that. What kind of a Chris race? What kind of a, Amanda race? What kind of a race did you run? And it's always about that. I've never heard a negative comment come out of their mouths. It's never been, why didn't you run faster? Why did you let that girl beat you? Nothing like that ever comes out of their mouths. And I just want to make sure that I thank each and every one of you for your continued support of this program. We're a small school, and they're up against these great, huge, big schools where they can choose from hundreds of girls, and they have, 300 and something. And this is what you get out of them. And again, if you didn't have these coaches, you wouldn't get these results. I truly believe that, and I'm so grateful to all of these people. So thank you so much for your support too.
We'll make sure this goes into the record. Thank you. Dear sirs, ma'ams, I am writing this letter to commend 2 amazing coaches, Dawn Schneider and Mari McClaws. I have 2 students. These coaches don't just share their expertise, they look after the student's body and soul. It is always about the athletes. It's about their race. They make the importance of running and exercise as a lifetime gift very clear, please.
The relationship began at middle school and continued last summer. They were invited to a cross-country camp. I thought it was an existing camp, but no, It was completely designed and executed by these two coaches. Every morning began with a run. Each day was a new experience with new vistas. The day included swimming, kayaking, games, healthy snacks and lunches, and so much more. The night had another run and traditional campfires. The entire week allowed the team to bond in a way that no other experience could. Additionally, they took the time to send many photos to their parents. Training began in the summer. The runs were done in the early part of the day. When school began, the practices were after school. They made sure no one overheated.
And athletically, so that's a very big achievement, and I want to say thank you to the coaches for their support, their guidance, their mentorship to our students, very important, and also to the parents for their support, because that's invaluable. So I appreciate the parents in supporting their children, during these sports and academics.
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming in here and allowing us to celebrate all of your success. It's a lot of work to be able to go through class each day, show up to practice, many of which is 5 days a week for a lot of these sports, and then still be able to achieve the results at school. So congratulations and well done. For the coaches, I think that as a parent, the thing that you would love to have most in your life is other influential adults in your kid's life. Good quality people around your kids that become special to them in a way that, is different from what you can do for them. They will teach them things. They will provide examples of how they should behave as adults and things that they can emulate. It's the biggest gift you can give our children, is giving them good examples to emulate. And I think a lot of that comes through being a quality coach and being around them. I've seen firsthand what the difference a quality coach and make in my own son's life and encourage him to do things that I may not be able to encourage him to do. So thank you. Sports are important. They mean a lot to me personally, and I know they a lot to the school district and other children. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to take another look at this. I've been up here a really long time, and I've seen different people up here and different things that their focus was on. First off, Hillary, you've always been there for this community, always. Carlo, thank you for representing Assembly Member Lackey's office. I know there's a lot of other schools out there with a lot of kids, but you're always here, and thank you, Mr. Lackey, for all of us really. I've seen this board focus on charter schools. I've seen this board focus on a lot of different things. But when I ran for election, I wanted a focus on the kids in this district. And that sounds like a buzz phrase, right? But Tim Jorgensen, how many of you had Tim Jorgensen touch your life? Okay. What he was always worried about is that if we're just a small district and we don't have anything other than reading and writing and math, that we don't have a draw for the opportunities kids need like this to be a going concern. And up until even 5 years ago, I worried about the high school sports program because there wasn't a way to feed it. We were looking at playing in different leagues with less people and all that kind of thing. And you don't just take kids out of, midget baseball or whatever you call it, or midget hockey. I'm an old hockey player. So at the end of the day, you have to have feeder programs, and we had nothing like that. Virtually nothing. And then, where's Dawn? Come up here, please. Come out here where everybody can see you. Dawn, if I were to pick one thing that has, because I'm about numbers, I look at people and see numbers. I want numbers, I want scores, I want happy kids, I want safe kids. If there was anything that has improved our ADA, which is our funding, and our retention of students, it is you. the coaches that we have. Mr. Sparks, where are you? There's Mr. Sparks. Mr. Sparks would manage whatever came to him. And it was somebody else's responsibility to give Mr. Sparks the next promise of the next team. And that has been you. Personally, you are somebody that teaches kids, and I've watched you. It's good enough to be you. They don't need you to be anything other than you and find out what your best is. Coaches, I know you realize what she's done, but your programs exist today, and the students that are your excellent athletes have all been touched by Dawn. I'm sure that Tim, if he's watching, get up, go to bed, don't fall asleep on the couch again, Tim. But the bottom line is, he would be very, very happy. And all you kids, you're the best. I always say in my board member comments, I'm so proud of your scholastic, academic, same thing, athletic, and extracurricular activities. You put our school on the map with these championships, whether you win them or not, it doesn't matter. But I think the best thing that you all do is model to other kids that you show respect for your coaches enough to win games, or at least just show up to them. So guys, please, everybody, again for Hillary and Dawn, where's Mari McClaws? You've been here the whole time. Let's clap for these people. Thank you, Dawn.
I know there's a proper way to start. Say my name and Dawn Schneider. Parent.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I just figured I'd ride this wave while we were here today and let you know that for track and field, we compete in Division 4. 4 is the lowest level in track, unfortunately. Other sports were Division 6 or 7, but in track we're Division 4. So that means we were just at CIF, and we went against Sierra Canyon, and we went against Chaminade and Crespi and Bishop Alemany and super high-end wealth private schools. And then there's us. And we have no field event facilities, yet we had a high jumper qualify, we had a triple jumper qualify, and we had high jump and discus. So we had 3 field event kids qualify, and we have 0 field event facilities for our kids to train at Vasquez. And so I just want to ask the board to consider, when those solar panels went in up top, it took away what we had for the kids. And so the area where the basketball courts are up by the football field, you could cover that with a specific top coat, and you could create a high jump apron up there. We need a place to put a long and triple jump runway with a board for long jump, and then you need 2 boards for triple jump. It can be the same runway. And we need a place for the kids to throw shot and discus. The track is functional. It's shaped like a letter D and not the correct length, but we can make that work. But we really need some updates with our field event facilities for these kids. Our kids are super competitive. We would have had more kids qualify. We had a couple injuries. Mr. Mascon's son was an amazing triple jumper, had some knee problems. But we just need to have better facilities. We're jumping on grass. We're trying to make do with what we have. But we can't even compete against these schools that have amazing facilities. So while everybody was here and excited about athletics, I wanted to throw that out for your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. So now we're going to go to public comment, and these are for items that are not on the agenda this evening. And I have 1 card. You know my last name, and I can't say it myself. I have a winner, Casey Bogajay. I cheated and spelled it out phonetically. Ma'am, go ahead, please.
Thank you.
You have 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm Casey Bogajay. I have a 1st grader and a 3rd grader at Meadowlark School. And I'm here tonight in support of our community and in support of our teachers and fellow parents. I have had multiple concerns throughout the school year at Meadowlark honest with you, I question whether I should even come and speak up about it tonight, because it feels like each time that there is a significant complaint, there's nothing done about it. And the biggest complaint is just the lack of leadership in the school at this point. And, you know, having been a parent at Meadowlark for 4 years now, you know, I've seen multiple people come through in leadership positions, you know, and I think at this point, what I've seen really is the teachers take over as the true leaders of the school. And I think without our teachers and without our PTO, we would really be suffering at this point. You know, there's been multiple issues with bullying, multiple instances of physical aggression with students, multiple safety issues. I've heard from multiple parents and students, as well as my own students, that they felt unsafe in the school, unsafe in the classroom and on the playground. And yet, you know, it's really difficult to get a face-to-face meeting with anybody to speak about these concerns. And, you know, I find myself writing emails that, you know, are very much unanswered. And at this point, I think, you know, what we would like to see is just some acknowledgement and, you know, some support for our staff that's working so hard, especially in a small community where we really have this gem of an opportunity where we get to see these kids come together and go through the school district and, you know, support the athletes from tonight. And you know, I want my kids to thrive and our community to thrive in that setting. And I have some definite concerns about whether that can be done with the current leadership. So thank you.
Ma'am, I will say this. Thank you for your candor and temperament. Some people aren't eloquent when they have a spot like that. But we cannot comment on what you're saying. We each have the ability to make comments at the very end of the meeting. And some of us may or may not do that. So thank you.
The year gets longer, my pages get more and more. Sorry.
You're getting into the groove.
You got a ways to go before you hit the sparks level, but fire away.
I don't think I'll ever get to that level. Thank you, members of the board, for this forum to speak. Aadusd Bargaining has met with the district bargaining team on a few dates in an effort to close the negotiations for the 23-24 school year. Currently, ADA has provided the most recent counter proposal, and we look forward to hearing back from the district on the next scheduled date regarding our proposal. Most of our students now have finished their state testing, and our high school students have moved into their AP testing, and they're going strong. In addition, our staff is hard at work planning and teaching, engaging instruction, coordinating and preparing important end of the year events and recognitions. We would like to share a few highlights of the amazing work of our members and our students. Last week, Corina Torres at VHS enriched her Spanish classes about learning Spanish culture in her class. They have created artwork to decorate the room, and then they celebrated Cinco de Mayo with the VHS community by serving chips and salsa in the classroom. Our Meadowlark teachers just completed a 10-module reading program called Getting Reading Right. I can't even get it right. That was recommended by Krista Stumpf and Sandy Jacobson. Our teachers learned valuable information and also learned that some of the techniques that they were already implementing in class were being used and were part of that program. With the guidance from Janet, I cannot say her last name, Bolgaski. She has embarked on a buddies program at the school that the kids are really enjoying. Our kindergarten teachers, Mrs. Sutliff and Miss Hamilton, are finishing up their Mother's Day gifts. It's to be able to accept feedback without becoming defensive. Effective leaders foster culture of collaboration, valuing perspectives of all educational partners, building trust with staff. This collaborative environment is crucial for the successful program of implementation, innovation, and overall school function. By building a connection with their staff, they create an environment of shared success. Individually, we are a drop, but together we are an ocean. Thank you.
CSCA rep. You're welcome. Student representative to the board.
Buckle. I will be covering goals 2 and 4 from our new plan, effective instruction, leadership, and student safety and connectedness. Goal 2, effective instruction and leadership. In the spirit of professional learning, Meadowlark School had the highest engagement in the Aludo professional development game for our March 11th professional development, with an amazing 2,050 points that were earned by our amazing staff at Meadowlark, which equates to about 15 hours of professional development learning. This means that they earned the coveted Biscuits with the Boss. I did not come up with that title. So yesterday I had the honor of visiting the Meadowlark and their amazing staff with cupcakes to honor this recognition. We're thrilled to be supporting our district's professional learning. With that said, this leads into our next item, and Aislinn touched upon this. The month of May is typically quite packed with end-of-the-year activities, and we got a version of that from Ms. Aislinn. However, it's also a month of reflection and giving thanks. I'd like to first start off with recognizing our teachers. Teacher Appreciation Week is this week, May 6th through the 10th. On behalf of the District Board of Education, District Office, and myself, we want to express our sincere appreciation, not only for this week, but throughout the academic calendar, for the extraordinary teachers that we have working tirelessly for our students and families. Yes. In addition, each May, California salutes the important contributions of classified school employees during Classified School Employee Week, which is May 19th through the 25th. Our classified employees, as we all know, keep our district running every single day. We can't do what we do without them. They're critical in moving our plans forward. So congratulations and thank you to our district classified staff for their dedication. All right, I believe goal 4. When we address student safety, we address physical safety, of course, as well as their social emotional well-being. Mental health awareness, recognized every May, was established in 1949 to increase awareness of the importance of mental health and wellness. Every May across the country, spotlight is placed on mental health awareness. The purpose of this recognition is to increase awareness about the vital role mental health plays in our overall health and well-being, and providing resources and information to support our students as well as our communities who may need this type of support. In efforts to highlight the importance of mental health and self-care, our team of social workers under the umbrella of We Care AADUSD met with our school principals and collectively will initiate a mental health awareness activity on each of our campuses on May 16th between the time of 8:45 and 9 a.m. as our wonderful teachers will lead a mental health awareness bubble activity, which will prompt students to either write or draw what causes them stress or anxiety outside of the bubble. Inside the bubble will be things or actions that help them relieve stress. For instance, taking a walk, exercising, or speaking to a trusted friend. I've already started a mental bubble in my mind. My outlier of the bubble is board meetings. And my inner circle is when Mr. Falsgraf reads adjournment. That's how I relieve my stress.
This is not about me. This
No,
is
it's
about
not.
the school.
No, but I just thought I'd throw that in there. But thank you to our mental health social workers and everything that you do, and to our staff, classified, and teachers. Thank you for all you do. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Perfect. We're going to move along very quickly. Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar items? Starting off with, does anyone want to pull anything off the consent calendar for discussion? Item, but I need this community to understand the implications of the 1500 series of charter bills that has played the game. I want everybody to know what this board is going to be looking at if you're a charter and how you're going to be measured when you walk in here, before you walk in here. So don't take my bias. Just tell the board in front of the community what the rule changes are and what the considerations are and how charters are approved now and what the constraints are about what we have to approve and what we don't have to approve. And if you keep coming near me, there we go. I got the one that was bugging you, Miss T. You're welcome. So try to make that happen and try to make it happen soon. I'll hold the other comments I have about anything like that to the end of the meeting. So the consent calendar was approved. Help me out here. So we got number 9, the personnel action report. Can I move this in? I'll move it. Sorry.
Thank you. We have one amendment to the PAR. Effective date correction for our Assistant Superintendent of Business Services. Effective date should change from June 14th to June 17th, please. In addition, just want to make a comment on the PAR. You will see an interim appointment of a Maintenance Operation Transportation Director, Mr. Mora, as the interim director of MOT, with an effective date of May 13th, if approved, through November 13th. Interim for 6 months. Thank you.
Discussion? Call to question?
Cameron, I.
Mays, aye.
Jesus, aye.
Mask on it.
Ballsgraf, aye. Item B, Activities Director, ASB job description. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion. I'll second.
Thank you. We've developed a standalone job description for ASB, so Associated Student Body Activities Director, with their essential duties and responsibilities along with qualifications for approval by our board.
Discussion? Call to question?
Cameron, I.
Mays, aye.
Jesus, aye.
Mask on it.
Ballsgraf, aye. Item C, Resolution 2023-24.20, Catastrophic Sick Leave Bank. Can I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Just to explain this to our community and our stakeholders, when an employee or member of his or her family experiences a catastrophic illness or injury, which requires the employee to take time off from work for extended period of time, the employee has exhausted all available sick leave and other paid time off. He or she may request donations of accrued sick leave from another member, be classified or certificated. Per the Ed Code, it does indicate that the donor maintain a minimum balance of 10 sick days accrued in order to donate additional days above and beyond the 10. Thank you.
Discussion? No kickback from the associations on this? You'll support this? Good, thank you. Call to question?
Cameron, I.
Mays, aye.
Jesus, aye.
Mask on.
Ballsgraf, aye. Education and Pupil Services, I'll frame these items by saying there was a first read on these. They're supplied ahead on the agenda for the last meeting, and the board members had the opportunity to look at these things, so they all kind of apply, but we will look at, these are action items up for approval this evening. A is the school plan for student achievement, Meadowlark, High Desert, and Vasquez schools. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Again, first read was a few weeks ago. This is a comprehensive document per respective school site. It does cover planned actions as well as expenditures for the school in order to achieve their action items, and these are all tied to the LCAP as well as our strategic plan.
Discussion? Was there any community feedback or any of the associations had comments about these plans?
No, sir.
Nothing to report. Call to question?
Cameron, I.
Mays, aye.
Jesus, aye.
Mask on it.
Ballsgraf, aye. Item B, declaration of need for 2024-25 school year. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. By approving this declaration for the 24-25 school year, the district certifies that we undergo a diligent search when we are recruiting for fully prepared teachers for their assignments. On the declaration, we have listed a number of current vacancies by classification as well.
Any question, any discussion? I've been up here a while. Is it not true that some of the more obtuse classes that you would require in a larger district, you would have, say, a robotics teacher or something like that? These are generally sometimes positions in which teachers who already hold credentials support some of the electives. Is that the nature of this?
That's correct.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Vote or a unanimous vote requirement.
Discussion. Call to question.
Cameron, I.
Mays, aye.
Jesus, aye.
Mask on it.
Ballsgraf, aye. Moving right along, board comments. Mr. Mays, would you lead us off, please?
Just again, congratulations all the girls and your sports teams. I know pretty much most of them are gone, but just wanted to say that. It's always good to hear all the exciting things going on at the schools, and thank you, teachers, for everything you do, especially on Teacher Appreciation Week. We very much appreciate you and need you all here. Without you, our students wouldn't learn anything, so thank you again.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. And to all the educators out there, I appreciate what you do every day. I couldn't do it, so my hat's off to you. I really do appreciate your hard work and dedication. I don't want to butcher your name, Bogajay? Bogajay. Thank you for illuminating these concerns. I believe leadership is very important. I believe that people lead leaders and not organizations. So it's really, I hold that dearly. So thank you for illuminating those concerns. And I would hope and expect that, of course, that there is some collaboration between people who have concerns in the district, and that there's some kind of open dialogue. So those are my expectations, and hopefully we can get to that point where we can develop strategies that lead to effective solutions. Okay, I have children in every single school, so I'm with you. I'm vested, so whatever happens to someone else's kids happening to mine as well. So thank you for illuminating those concerns.
I just wanted to say a little bit of something about Meadowlark in specific. That is the entry point for all of our customers. And I usually look at things more from a business perspective. So when we first get in contact with one of our customers, essentially, that we've been tasked with serving, Meadowlark is the first place that we do it at. And it's also the experience a positive experience that needs to be had there, so that we maintain them throughout they want them to stay here. If they don't have a great experience there, they will not stay. So it's an extremely important school, and it's an extremely important experience. And I think we have to realize who our customer is, especially when it comes to that grade level, because it's just as much the parent at that point as it is the child. I think there needs to be a strong focus on what that customer journey looks like for them, and where the responsibility lies between the parent and the child, and how that changes throughout their time at Meadowlark, and then as they transition on to the other grades. So appreciate you all being here. Meadowlark is a cornerstone of our district, and it's the reason why people will stay when they have the correct experiences there. So thank you all.
How eloquent. I'm not known to not to say stupid stuff, so get ready. First thing, Jana Largent, it pains me to see you go. I don't know whether they call for a moment of silence or somebody clap for her. She has touched one of my children's life deeply. Brianna, she's the cheerleader of the community. She would have loved to be here tonight. So I guess we're going to have to do a redo next week, and then I'll fall asleep while she's still reading off names. But Brianna, thank you for your support of our community. You are the champion of that. Guys, this is a warning. I'm going to tell you, a couple years ago, I tried to get a liaison, meaning that there are subcommittees. So say, for example, I can't comment about what somebody didn't say about facilities tonight, it's kind of like you have two board members that have open meetings, and it's not about how much power I have or giving something away, but you meet with people. You don't interfere with his role, and you really have to be careful about what our role is. But it allows for the community to kind of have talks about things like facilities needs, budgets, and things like that. And then the subcommittee reports come back, and they're discussed in open session of board, just like board member comments. Does the facility ad hoc or liaison committee have anything to report? I'm going to push for that starting this fall. Hopefully I will get the votes I need to make that happen this time around. So, what else do I have here? Oh, mental health does not begin with a 5150. In my world, I'm old now. Where I grew up, if someone said you had a mental health issue, it was kind of like, oh, they're lazy, or they just don't want to work, or something like that. You are looking at the poster child of undiagnosed ADHD, okay? And so, if you get teased over it, if you don't realize that there are some people that have strengths, I'll still find mine by the time I'm 65, but mental health and the stigma that goes with it, I've watched it, and if it's not addressed at an early age, okay, I'm thinking about talking to you guys right now, and you can take the message I gave you about that any route you want to take. But somebody doesn't just freak out at high school, and old people like me seem to have this idea that all of a sudden when kids freak out because they get rebellious and confused about themselves in middle school, maybe there needs to be some support at a lower level, and maybe we need to destigmatize this and make it okay to be different, okay? I'll talk about that a little bit more. What else do I have here? Okay, based on what Lester said, I run a division of the city of Beverly Hills. I am an at-will employee. I have been able to walk in that building every day and know that I could be fired and let loose for no reason tomorrow morning. And I'm not there because of my charming personality or boyish good looks. So I give very high attention to productivity, numbers, and how people run things, okay? I want to talk to you about, start tying things together here if you can, because I talk in circles just so I don't get in trouble. I was good at it when I was very young. The liaison thing. I got an invitation to meet with a group. I want y'all to know, I don't work for the district. I don't represent the teachers. I don't represent him. I represent the students of this district. I want them to succeed. I want them to be employable. I want them to pay taxes, and we can use that to build school. I need employable people that are self-reliant. Not everybody is able to do that. I have a daughter that is not able to do that. That needs to be our focus. People voted for me. I still can't believe they did. Were you drunk? But at the end of the day, that is what I am here for. I have no interest in representing these people here. They've represented themselves pretty well to me through my children. I have a child that had a 27-year stint as a student at Meadowlark. And yeah, do the math on that. Now she's in high school. She's 18 now, if you can believe that. I have another one that went through you guys. She's in law school right now. She went through UCLA. She went through, I don't even know what, and I didn't have to pay for any of it. She's self-reliant, which is cool. But at the end of the day, you guys are the ones that did that. I am, number one, a taxpayer, number two, a father, number three, a customer of this district. Never forget that. And I'm up here because people expect me to be silly enough to sit up here and do what I do so they can stay at home and know that their vote is safe. That's why I'm here. Now, I had a meeting. I'm going to read this again. I'm sorry I'm boring you. This is like the old days where I never shut up. When conducting the district's business, we will strive to communicate clearly and concisely with a respect for the time of others. We will listen objectively, carefully considering the opinions of others, understand the counterproductive effects of disruptive, demeaning, and intimidating behaviors, understand and respect district policies and procedures, and maintain a respect for the rich history of the district and the efforts of others who have served in the past. Why was this written? So somebody could tell me how to behave, because I routinely violate each one of these. But I'm going to give you an example. I had some people contact me and wanted to meet me in the park. Given my position, I cannot discuss certain things because I'm a firm believer. Again, connect the dots here. Let's say I'm a psycho special ed parent. I can say that because I am, and you know it. And I can be totally wrong, and I usually am, but I have the right to due process. I can appeal, I can be totally wrong, and this district will help you appeal and go against them. It's the right to an opinion and due process, and I appreciate that. But there are times when we have to vote on things back there that are very difficult. And I ask these people, do you want to negate your vote by talking to me about things and making it personal and whatever? So not once during this meeting of a bunch of people did I do much listening. No, I think I did a lot of guiding, but not once did anybody say anyone's name. There was one slip up where there was a gender reference, but no name was spoken and no specific incidents of any behavior or anything was spoken. This group and I, we focused on organizational structure, community relations, teamwork, and leadership best practices. What we could expect a team, and the goal was, all I wanted to hear about was the scores at a specific school, which will remain unnamed. Not once did anybody disrespect me or break any of these rules. Okay? I don't know if I need to have these meetings more often. I don't know. I don't know that that's outside of my role. But at the end of the day, the focus was on academic outcomes, and there was a vigorous discussion. And some people who don't know me that well, they see me as crazy and funny. But when it comes down to me being the razor blade that I am when it comes to organizational analysis, there were some champions in the group that wanted to talk about the realities of not feelings and, fill out a hurt feelings form. I'll throw it in the trash can. I want to know what that school is doing to increase student scores so we can take Mr. Salesman's dream here and make it real. And those guys down in the end, they want the best for you guys. So I appreciate that meeting. I appreciate your patience with me. And more so, I appreciate the professionalism you showed in communicating what's really important about leadership. Thank you. That's all I have. Do we need to cycle back through after all that? Sure. How's your time to get me?
Do you have more to say?
Not yet. Dude, I'm so socially dysfunctional. You don't know that yet? Last call on that. Thank you guys, really. Okay, calendar. Regular board meeting, May 23rd. Anybody not going to be here? June 13th. June 27th. I barely got through tonight, dude. There is a God. We don't have a board meeting on the 15th. Someone should file complaints about me. Listen, do we have any future agenda items? It looks like we have local control and accountability plan, LCAP. That's the thing that measures us all and how we're doing. We're going to adopt the budget or get a recap on what our budget numbers look like. and then we're going to set the 24, 25 board meeting dates. I think that we have had a couple hints tonight about this. I don't like board members populating this at all. Do you have anything you want to add to the agenda? Perfect, thank you. All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
At 9:56.